Engineering students, here's kind of another quick tutorial for the automata on constraining the back of your follower to maybe a piece that you created for maybe gluing. Okay, so right now here's my automata. I've got the Mickey Mouse, I've got the Disney Castle, and then a little shooting star that I made. Two pieces which I'll cut out and glue together. So here's my Mickey head, and on the back it's going to sit somewhere in the center. At least that's where I want it. And I might need to adjust that up and down, but we're first going to go ahead and figure out where that is. So I'm going to open up my Mickey head, and I'm going to go to the back of it, and I'm going to create a new sketch on the back. And we'll start right in the center. That's nice and easy. So I'm going to grab a line, and I'm just going to draw anywhere a 1/4 inch line, size of the axle. And I'm going to put the center point of that directly on the center point there. Next, I'm pretty much good with what that is. I'm going to finish the sketch. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the point tool in the work features, and I'm going to put a point right at the end, right there. Now that that's good, I'm going to save that, go back to my assembly, and my little line should be there, and my point should be there. It's not showing up. If it's not showing up, we can show another way around it. But I'm going to go ahead and go constrain, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the top surface here, and I'm going to select the line. So now you can see that they're on the kind of the same plane. I'm going to select the back of my Mickey, and then right here, that's kind of where I would glue it. Apply. And now as this goes up and down, you can see that the follower follows it, but it does move left and right, and we want to get rid of that movement. And so to get rid of that movement, this is where you want that point at the end. If the point doesn't show up, we could always use the point tool inside the assembly and put it right there. And then we can constrain the point to this top edge, so they're in line. I can go ahead and hit apply, cancel, and now my Mickey should not move around other than the direction of up and down with the follower. So again, that's one way. Now that moves up and down. I don't have cams in there yet because I haven't figured out that. And I also went ahead for my shooting star, and I made an axle back here, and I attached that to a hole I made in the castle. And then for this follower, instead what I did, instead of just gluing it back there, I want this to be able to move up and down and transition a little shooting star like it's in the sky, just kind of waving around a bit. So now for this, what I did is I created a platform, and the size of the platform is going to kind of be dependent on what you want. I made a 1/4 inch square hole in there, so what I can do is I can place the axle through that square hole. I can glue that, and then I made it a little bit larger to the right, and the reason for that is a little hard to see here. Let me turn this a different color. Any color, doesn't matter, just so I can see it. As this moves up and down, you can see that my shooting star will transition on that, and the point of contact actually moves to the right a bit and then moves back to the left as it comes down. So I want to make sure that there's plenty of room there for it to go up and down. If it does go too far, it can fall off of there, which I don't want to happen. So that will be also like kind of designing my cams. So again, that's just a quick way to attach something to there. I use the insert constraint for my axle here in the back of my castle. I created this little guy, platform. I constrained it to the follower, and then I just used a transition constraint on the shooting star over here to the bottom of there. So kind of two different ways. This is constrained in place by the axle, but it can still rotate up and down, and that follows that follower. So again, quick video on what you can do to constrain pieces together, like if you're just going to glue it or you're going to set it on some type of platform.